Tower of God New World first anniversary is getting closer and closer, and in today's video I'm pretty much going to go over with you guys things you should be doing before first anniversary drops. So let's not waste any time and let's go ahead and hop right into the video. So the first thing I want to talk about with you guys is SSR Plus characters. So for the Tower of God New World first anniversary live stream, they gave us a free SSR Plus selection chest, and with this chest you can pretty much select an SSR Plus character with your own choice. So the code that you have to use in order for you to redeem this chest is firstanniv0717. Once you redeem this code, you'll be able to get the SSR Plus selection chest. Now, when we take a look at the selection chest right here, if I come over here to SSR Plus selection chest, so you can literally select any SSR Plus character you want. You can't max them out, but you can get one free copy of an SSR Plus unit. Now, what I highly recommend you guys to do is, if you are a brand new player, I highly recommend you guys to at least get one copy of Evan. Now, Evan is a unit that literally requires no copies at all. So if you are a beginner player, make sure that you get at least one copy of Evan. You don't have to max him out. And for the anniversary event, I'm pretty sure they are going to let us max out an SSR Plus character. I'm pretty sure they're going to let us do that. So if that is true, then you don't want to max out Evan. Evan literally requires no dupes. He doesn't need any dupes at all. So make sure that if you have the SSR Plus selection chest and if you don't have a copy of Evan, at least get an Evan, and then once you get him, you don't have to worry about him for anniversary. So that's pretty much Evan right there. And another unit that you should not go for if you are a beginner player with this SSR Plus selection chest is Vile. Now, the reason why I recommend you guys to not get Vile if you are a beginner player is because Vile is a unit that pretty much requires a lot of copies. This guy right here, he requires, I think, at least 3 red stars in order for him to actually work. So Vile, if you are a veteran player, of course, you want to invest in Vile. He is very good. He is actually overpowered. But if you are a beginner player, using this SSR Plus selection chest on a unit that requires a lot of copies is not the smartest move. So you don't want to get Vile with this SSR Plus selection chest because he actually requires a lot of copies in order for him to actually work. Now, another unit that is very good with low investment is Data Zahard. So if you are a beginner player, Data Zahard is a great start because he requires no dupes. So he can pretty much carry you by a lot. So you can literally use Data Zahard in the SSR Plus selection chest. Another great unit to pick up in the SSR Plus selection chest is Data Mashini. This unit also works with no copies. So if you want a blue element unit that is going to play as a stall tank, Data Mashini is a great start. So I feel like Data Mashini, she is a really solid pick. Is she better than Data Zahard? Not really, but she is a really good unit to pick up in the SSR Plus selection chest. Now, another good unit is Jin Sung. This guy is pretty much a DPS assassin unit and he literally requires no copies. So if you are a new player, Jin Sung is literally by far the best in terms of like an SSR Plus unit in terms of dealing damage. Jin Sung is literally the best SSR Plus low investment unit, low investment DPS unit, because he doesn't really need a lot of copies in order for him to do a lot of damage. So Jin Sung is also a great start if you are a new player. And last but not least, we have Kaiser. Kaiser is literally the best damage dealer in the game. She is absolutely wonderful. Now, with Kaiser, with this unit, like, this is how she works. If you want to get a lot of, like, if you want to deal a lot of damage, of course, you're going to need more copies on this unit. But she deals amazing damage even with 0 copies. So Kaiser is also a really decent start. I prefer you guys to pick other units like Evan or Data Zahar. Like, those units, you actually need them in most team comps. So I would highly recommend you guys to go for a support unit or a tank unit that can pretty much carry your team. So Kaiser is a very good unit to actually choose. Like, she's a very good unit to pick up in terms of DPS. But like I said, I highly recommend you guys to go for a support unit that is pretty much going to enable other units on your team. So those are pretty much all the units I highly recommend you guys to pick up if you are a beginner player. If you are a new player, you should definitely try to get one copy of Evan, get one copy of Data Zahard, get one copy of Data Mashini, Kaiser, and Jin Sung. You can pretty much choose whichever character you want out of the characters that I just said. But I highly advise you guys to either go for Data Zahard or Evan, because these two units, they literally don't need a lot of copies. And like I said, for the anniversary, if we can max out an SSR Plus unit, you want to go for a unit that requires a lot of copies. For example, Vile, because he is absolutely busted with a lot of dupes. So go for the unit with this SSR Plus selection chest. Go for the unit that requires less dupes, so you don't have to really worry about, investing into the unit that you pick. Because if you pick a unit that doesn't require any investment, you're pretty much good to go. Now, for veteran players, I highly advise you guys to save that SSR Plus selection chest for the upcoming SSR Plus unit, Yiron Yeon. So this unit right here is going to be the next SSR Plus character after Yiwa in first anniversary. So she's going to be in part 2 of Top God New World first anniversary. So what I'm planning on doing is I'm planning on saving that SSR Plus selection chest for this unit, because I feel like she's going to be really insane. A lot of people have been hyping this character up, so I'm going to save that chest for this character. But remember, this is only for veteran players. If you are a beginner player, I highly advise you guys to use that SSR Plus selection chest on a unit that requires low investment. Now, when it comes to SSR characters, so for first anniversary, they are going to let us max out one SSR unit. So I'm going to go ahead and go over which characters you should max out. Remember, you can only pick one character. So I'm pretty sure if you're a new player, there's a thing called the welcome banner. I have no access to that banner, so I don't even know what it looks like. But I'm pretty sure this unit right here, Yiwa, is a part of the welcome banner. So right off the bat, I feel like you should not focus on maxing out Yiwa, because you can do that with the welcome banner. So you should pretty much, use the welcome banner for this unit, Yiwa, because she is absolutely insane at the beginning phase of the game, and she is still a very awesome DPS unit. So Yiwa, don't really, focus on maxing her out, because you can already do that with the welcome banner. So another character that is a good option for you to max out for first anniversary is Joaquin. This guy right here is absolutely amazing. He is a very great damage dealing unit. He deals good damage and he has very good survivability. So maxing this guy out is a really good choice, because he can carry you long term in the game. Now, I highly advise you guys to not max out a support unit, because for a support character, their job is to pretty much maximize, let's say, the DPS character's potential. Their job is to pretty much maximize their performance. So maxing out a support unit, I mean, you're pretty much just increasing, the amount of, how can I say this? You're pretty much increasing their performance so that they can increase the DPS character's performance. So it's better for you to max out a DPS unit, because most DPS characters in this game, they need 3 red stars in order for them to pretty much, do a ton of damage. Because in order for you to max out a character's kit, you have to have 3 red stars. So I would highly advise you guys to definitely focus on an SSR character that is a damage dealing unit. You don't want to max out a support character, because the support character is pretty much going to maximize the DPS performance. Now, a good DPS character to max out is Compressed Rack. So the reason why I feel like you guys should definitely max out this unit is because, like I said, for Yiwa, you can already max her out through the welcome banner. So once you max out Yiwa, you should then max out Compressed Rack, because using Compressed Rack with Yiwa, they are both absolutely amazing together. So I feel like that's a really smart thing to do. Once you max out Yiwa for the welcome banner, then you move on to Compressed Rack. Use the first anniversary SSR plus, not SR plus, but SSR limit break, and you can pretty much max him out. So Compressed Rack is also a really good choice. I will say that he has literally the best exclusive equipment in this game. Like, his crit damage and his crit rate increases. He has a really good exclusive equipment. I will say that his exclusive equipment is by far the most busted exclusive equipment in the game. So you guys should definitely max out this unit for sure. He is definitely amazing to use alongside with Yiwa. Now, another unit you want to max out is Kaseya. I do feel like Kaseya is a unit that literally requires max copies because she is an assassin unit who is going to target the enemy with the lowest HP. And once she completely annihilates that enemy with the lowest HP, she's going to move on to the next enemy target. And you want to make sure that when she moves on to the next enemy target, her special move is available. So her active skill right here, if we look at her active skill, the game actually lets me, there it is. So innate quality, this active skill is what makes this unit absolutely amazing. This skill pretty much allows her to teleport to the enemy with the lowest HP, and she is going to deal 800% of her attack as damage. That is basically one shot. So she's going to one tap that enemy, and once she one taps that enemy, you want her to have pretty much max copies, because once you reach max copies, if I come over to Pocket Certificate, it says battle start energy plus 500. So she gets 500 energy right off the bat. So once you get max copies on her, when she eliminates the enemy with the lowest HP, she's going to have her ultimate available, and then she's going to use her ultimate on the next enemy target, and she's basically going to one-shot them. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys an example so you can actually see what I'm talking about. All right, so this is the team that I'm going to use. Kasei is going to be in the top row. We're going to go ahead and enter battle. So what she's going to do is she is probably going to target Vile or another unit. I don't know. But I'm going to put it in slow motion for you guys so you can see what I'm saying. So let's go ahead and let this load up real quick. All right, there it is. So put this in slow motion. She's going to target the enemy with the lowest HP. You see one shot, and now her ultimate is available. She's going to use it, and then goes to the next enemy target, dead. So that's literally how you want to use that unit. That's exactly why she requires max copies, because once she one taps the enemy with the lowest HP, if she is not at max copies, she's not going to have her ultimate available. So I feel like with Kaseya, if you don't have her maxed out, she's not going to be that crazy, because she's not going to be able to use her ultimate to one shot the next enemy target. So she is technically eliminating 2 enemies at once in like 2 seconds, which is absolutely insane. So I do feel like Kaseya is a unit that you definitely want to max out if you are a beginner player. So that's pretty much all the SSR characters you guys should pretty much focus on maxing out. We have Compressed Rack, we have Iwa, we have Joaquin, and we have Kaseya. These 4 units, they definitely require max copies, because if you get that Battlestar energy, they're just going to do insane damage, especially Iwa. When she gets that 500 energy, using her ultimate immediately, she's going to completely erase the entire enemy team. It's insane. So if you're a brand new player, make sure that when you're trying to max out a character, always max out a unit that pretty much sucks at energy proficiency, because if you're maxing out a character that's really great with energy, there's really no reason for you to put max rainbow stars on that character. You want to max out a unit that lacks with energy. So Kaseya is a perfect example. In order for her to work really well, you have to max her out so that she can use her ultimate immediately after she one taps the enemy with her active skill. That's pretty much, a good way for you to, invest. Like, that's pretty much a great way for you to invest in the right units. So Kaseya, Joaquin, Iwa, and Compressed Rack. These 4 units, when you max them out, they are crazy, especially Kaseya and Compressed Rack. Like, the fact that Compressed Rack has insane bursty damage is very good, especially in the early phase of the game. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. I really appreciate it, and I'll be catching you guys on the next one. Peace.